I'm Tammy Jones, and I am the 2014 U.S. Amateur Champion.
I'm Linda Wang, and I'm the 2017 U.S. Amateur Champion.
My name is Dana Aft, and I am the 2013 U.S. Amateur Champion.
My name is Kenneth Brisbane, and I am the 2014 U.S. Amateur Champion! Yes! Yeah, baby!
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeremy Jones here at the Women's U.S. Amateur and Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. One heck of a pool room. We're winding down here now to the final 4 players, I believe it is. 2 on the winners, 2 on the losers. We're going to get started here shortly in the hot seat match. You can see Julia Sheerman from Port St. Lucie, Florida, just down the road. Another Floridian, Jeannie Seaver from Tarpon Springs, even closer. There's a look at Julia. A face I haven't seen, but I've kind of watched her play a little bit here this week. Seems pretty solid. Of course, Jeannie, a very well-known player from this area. Been a solid player since as long as I can remember, since I met her when she was about 18, I guess it was, way back. Here's our tournament format. It's a race to 5 combination of 8-ball, 9-ball. Maximum 3 games of 8-ball, max 6 games of 9-ball be played. It's a double elimination format. The winner of the lag chooses the break or the format, and then vice versa for the opposite player. Now this is the winner of the final of the winner's side, hot seat match we call it. The winner of this will go on to play in the final, which is where our double elimination will be erased, and it'll be a single race in the final, extended race to 9, I believe it is. Now I can't say it again, it's amazing how many times I've seen when the ladies open with the 8-ball and they go with the second ball break, that we've seen a scratch in the opening break for some reason or another. The second ball break just leans a little more towards cue ball movement, so I don't know if this is the 2 youngest players in the event, that's for sure, but 2 of the younger ones. All right, you can see this 3 stripes kind of pinned on the left side rail, so looks like she can get through the rack cleanly if everything goes well. She wants to fall on the 7. That's the key ball here. If she shoots the 2, goes forward to fall on the 7, that would be ideal. Then she could pick off the 4, or excuse me, the 5 and the 1. The 3 goes up long. Okay, squeezed it home. I thought she may follow forward for the 7 then. Only reason being is the 4 over the side can be a kind of a safety valve, you might say. The 7 really opens up the rack, so, and she's really clear down here on the bottom right part of this pool table and on your screen. So moving the cue ball, looks like she's going a different route though. Okay, it looked like she was trying to really get on the 1. Nothing wrong with that, and the problem is, you know, she's going to go into balls, so we'll see how this, you know, plays out. Looks to me maybe the 4 will be all right. Maybe she comes off the 4 and catches a little piece. I don't think she wants to follow the ball here. She wants to kind of draw off the 1. And I just don't think that Julia saw the 7 in the side initially. I think now she's looking at it. But if she could have gotten down there below on it, I think it kind of opened the rack up. Now this could turn out nice anyways, but a tough shot, and there's going to be some movement, so just a little thick. So we'll see what Jeannie has in mind. Some definite issues. The 14 connected to the 8, the 15 and the 12 is it, that are near each other in between the 7 and 3. All right, that's like perfect if she wants to crash into him right now off the 10. Still a lot of issues. She's going to leave the 12 down here kind of by itself, and again the 14 doesn't have much but the right pocket there. upper right. So she's kind of hemmed up now. We'll see what she decides to do. She may play some type of soft safety off the 14. Hard to keep Julia off a shot though. So yeah, she's going to try and put her next to the 13, is it? Something like that. Yeah, just trying to use distance as her defense. So probably the 3 or the 1. Kind of like the 3 a little bit better. I mean, it's a little more of a cut, but you definitely hold shape. I think it's just about the same degree of difficulty as the 1. The 1, you got to go forward into the 12, and I'm not so sure I like what may come out of that. So I think I like the 3 a little bit better. If you make the 3, you should bounce off the rail enough to maybe have the 7. Looks like she's going after the 1 though. So if she hits it pure, she may not hit the 12. She just may go by the 12. Like that. Great stroke, actually, just really clean. Now can she hold on the 5 to shoot the 7 in the side? If not, she could go forward, shoot the 3 in the corner, in the upper corner, and then have the 7 in the side. Still a lot of work to do getting to the 8 later on though, so. So it should be something like the 5, then the 7-3 or the 3-7, then use the 6 to get to the 8, I think. She looks like she's going to take the 6 away though. I think I would be leaving the 6 myself, but again, these ladies are at the table, so they see the angles and every little bit much better than we do. And that's no fault of the APA here. Great setup. Okay, it looks like she's holding the ball for the 7. Touchy little shot in the side, and cue ball's going to have a little bounce. And it's going to come off kind of steep, so holding for the 3 might be difficult, and getting from the 3 to the 8 is very tough. So she'd like to get the 3 next. Squeaked it home. I think maybe the 8's cuttable to the pocket it's near the corner from a few places. Yeah, I think so. I think you can get just a little to the side of it and cut it. Now it definitely goes in the opposite corner. That needs to bounce a little bit. No, that's okay. Like I said, she can go to the rail. I think she can go to the rail, and I think she can cut it to the upper left if she gets a little bit of an angle on it. Yeah, like from where she's standing now on that line. Now she could float this and take a thinner cut to the opposite corner. Julia just gathering herself a little bit. Yeah, nice shot. And that's about where I was talking about. Now she can cut it to either pocket from there, I think. If she cuts to the left, I wouldn't doubt if a referee gets involved. But I think it should be obvious here if she cuts this again to the pocket we're near at the bottom of your screen. You'll notice the 14, if she makes a good hit, should kind of go upward a little bit. Now the thing about this, when you're close, you know, you can't afford to miss. So it's all about, hey, don't hit it thick, worrying about the making a good hit. Yeah, see how the 14 kind of came up the table a little bit, so that tells you it was a good hit. And a pretty steady clearance there by Julia in game number 1. Julia broke the second ball and scratched in game number 1. We'll see how, Jeannie broke in game number 1 and scratched using the second ball. We'll see how Julia wants to take on the 8-ball break. And you'll see a lot of these ladies, they come from really an area where they play their APA league or even the qualifier where they played on a 7-footer sometimes. And that's definitely, you'll use the second ball break a lot on the 7-foot tables, so maybe something they're more comfortable with. And it's an effective break on the big table too if you hit it well. She made a ball. It looks like she's made a solid and not really any starter on the solids, I don't think. So a safety. Now the one good thing is she can just ticky the 4 ball right here and go right back on the 4 very easily. Now she'll survey to see if she has any offensive shots. But you see how she sits there. It's a perfect camera angle. You can just rub the bottom of the 4 and just lay below it. Just carry the 4 over a little, go to the rail and back up on the 4. Yeah, she carried it maybe a little far, but I do like the play. She kept Jeannie off of anything easy and not an easy safety as well. She has a 1 ball up the table that, you know, so Jeannie can't just go anywhere with the cue ball off of a strike and think that she can keep Julia off the shot. So a lot of work. And a lot of times when you talk about safety in 8-ball, it's not about getting the snooker. It's about leaving, you know, limited options, maybe repositioning some of your stripes or solids, whichever it may be, kind of cutting off the run out from your opponent more than the safety as far as getting ball in hand, because it's very hard, of course, early in the game to keep your opponent snookered on all those different options they have. Okay, this may work out. If it stops, it holds up. Well, she left nothing easy. A 4 or 5 combo that she'll probably go for at an easy speed, trying to cover the pocket if she misses. I think it's worth it's got some value to it. And this isn't one she would shoot at with a lot of speed. And this, like I said, is maybe more valuable going for this at an easy speed, trying to cover the pocket up more than just playing an outright safety. Looks like she's trying to play the safety, put her on the back of the 4 maybe. Well, she did pretty well too, moving the 5 in a decent position. Elevating, it looks like. Wow, what a shot. Made that look easy. And now she's in a position, if the 10 goes, she's got the out. Now she may want to shoot the 15 first and get a little closer to the 10 if it's tight. I don't see any reason not to shoot the 15. It's not really more of a safety valve. The out's open. She just wants to get a little better on the balls. Okay, she was trying to really kill it to get closer, but that's okay. She's fine here. Now she can use the 13, 14, get on the 10 again, 11 in the side. Then you can finish up with the 9 and not have many issues. I don't think she wants to try the 10 now and take a chance on a miss to maybe a portion of the pocket. Right, better off to shoot the 13 and get on that 14 now. Come out, get a little better on the 10, a little more straight, and then have, like I said, the 11 in the side, the 9 last. Now she trying to go drop down below. Okay, look at this nice little shot. Great cue ball control. And if she got really nice on it, looks like she did, she could go up and shoot the 10 afterwards, then have the 14. She wanted to get straight on the 10. She's okay. She's close enough to it. She should be able to hold her ball nicely for the 14. And she could shoot the 9 next and come across for the 14. You would think it would be more like the 14 next, but you never know. Okay, so now you can see what it is, just pocketing the ball. She should come clear of the 8, couple rails for the 8 in the side. A little thick. Kind of guided it a little bit. And you can see her swinging the arm like, hey, let it go. Now this is just a 5 ball with a little high righting. Let's just come across. If you bump the 3, that's fine. You should have no problems either getting shape on the 3, the 2 in the side maybe, or the 4 in the corner is the premium one. No reason to, you don't want to really run into the 4 too much. It's, again, hard not to get a shot, but I wouldn't want to go below the 4. That way you come around and get on the rail. The 3 doesn't pass the 4. So like I said, a hair of right English with this. She bumped the 4, like I said, and not really maybe what you wanted to do, but hard not to come away with a shot like that. Now I'd really look at how am I getting on the 1. That's going to lead me to the 6. Much easier to get on the 1 to the 6 than the 6 to the 1. So even if like I'd probably shoot the 3 now myself. Unless it's just totally missable or something, but that carries me to the 1 easily. You could choose the 4 to get to the 1, but these balls all work together down here. No reason to peel off too many of these. So you're just kind of limiting your options. And again, you want to get to the 1 as quick as possible. She took care of a lot of the first problem, but the second one, again, it's the 1 ball. So here, if she doesn't fall in the correct angle on the 2 after shooting the 3, could start to have a little bit of problems. That's right on the 50-yard line. The side pocket is a little in the way here for the upper right-hand corner, meaning the cue ball. She could roll on the 6 ball. That may be the shot right here. Just lightly roll onto the 6 and play the snooker. I think the 2 is a dangerous shot. Now she's looking at maybe coming off the 2 and putting her behind the 8 possibly. Yeah, it looks like what she's doing. She might use the 2 as a cover also. I think she got there. It's real close. She may have left the rail first. If she did leave a rail first, Jeannie's got a very makeable ball. Maybe she can get right at it. But if she's got to go rail first, she's got to worry about the scratch cross corner by the 1. Now she's curving it a lot, so probably doesn't worry about the scratch too much, but she can make this all kinds of ways. Ooh, man. Still not bad. Still not bad because, I mean, that ball's hanging. So even if she snookers her, which she probably will here, Jeannie's going to have a nice long rail kick shot at the 14. And this is one that she should make. And the 8's very playable. Very hard to follow this ball in. It is deep though, so you can use a little bit of the side rail to make this ball as well. I mean, the cue ball can afford to hit a little bit of side rail. That's a little too much. Oof. Man, that was tight. So now what does Julia do? Does she play a 2-1 combination? That looks like probably what she has to do. Yeah, she's got to throw it a little bit, but I know it's a little scary combination, but I think it has to be shot. I'd hate to give Jeannie this same shot on the kick. I don't figure her to miss it twice, so yeah, I think she's just going to end up realizing, I got to shoot this combo. Yeah, I just got to. It's not that hard. You just have to throw the 2 a little bit. Well, that was smart. That was smart now, trying to cover the kick up. Still not out of the woods though, because she's put the 1 in a funny spot. So not sure how, even with ball in hand, how she's going to take this on. Well, she's jumping it. So she's got to get it up and down quickly. And after contact on the 14, keep the ball on the table. So oh, that's a foul. Scratch behind it, and that was just tough. It's amazing she landed on top of that ball and got it bouncing in the air. She's going to give up ball in hand here. 14, I don't know in the APA rules if that ball spots or goes down. You would think it stays down, but oh, it does spot. Okay. That does make a huge difference. I mean, you expect Julia to get out no matter what, but so this is her choice. She can shoot the 6 first and the 1, then the 2. okayed Freddie and he okayed the other guy here.
Okay, Tracy. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sure if you ask him, he'll. But you just got to okay it through him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I got to get in touch with Tracy.
Oh, I see. He should be here.
So, well, he's not here yet. He's not here yet. We can ask him. So, but he should be coming here fairly soon.
Nice shot. Nice shot. Okay. The main thing is you don't want to go, accidentally forward here off the one. Like let up on the stroke a little bit maybe or something like that. Sometimes you're afraid of it bouncing out too much, getting a little thin on the 8, but it's easy, like I said, to let up on the stroke a touch and cue ball fall forward, and then the 8 becomes very funny. So no real issues. Like I said, just draw the ball. You only need a few inches. You don't need a ton. All right, she can cheat it and get to the side rail if she wants, or she can draw out of this. Either one works. All right, 2-0 for Julia, so. And she is the one that picked the 8 ball. Sorry, he's just the one that messaged me about the other 2 guys, so I want to make sure it's okay with him before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, if Jason needs to be okay, then I'll just wait for Jason to get him out.
Well, I didn't bring up the other ones. He's the one who brought it up, so I just want to make sure, I don't want to upset him or nothing. So,
No.
yeah.
I'd rather that happen.
Yeah. I just didn't want the guy to think it was a personal thing towards him at all. That's all. All right, looks like sticking to that second ball break should be a full hit on the 12 as much as possible. Pretty nice, really. Not going to get much reward, but not going to leave the easiest of things for Jeannie, and Jeannie trailing 2-0. Not sure she even has a shot at the stripes if she wants to shoot them. Maybe she can get at the 9. No, she can't. All right, you can see the stripes with the 14 there and the 9 there. Getting on the 11 is doable. So the 15's a nice key ball to get on the 14. The 13 or the 12's even better. So probably the stripes here for Julia. Like to get nice and heavy on the 9 after shooting the 10. That would be all right. She could shoot the 12 as well. It's not really a ball that's helping you out a whole lot. But I think it's one that's so clear on this side of the table, you probably kind of save that one a little bit. Kind of stun up for the 9. Want to get nice and straight. Okay, she decided to take a little more distance on the 9 instead of stunning the cue ball a little closer. Now here, really important, I don't think the 14 goes by the 11 in the lower left, so she'll need to roll forward and try and get nice and straight on the 12 if possible. It's touchy though. If the 14 went by the 11 in the opposite corner, that would really help. She could just hold her cue ball there. She tried to hold it so that maybe she was getting on the 15 there. All right, a little stretched here. Pretty obvious going to shoot the 4 and drop on the 2. Oh, she missed it. Don't see many of those open misses by Jeannie. So I believe she's got an option here on the 12 and the 15. 13 definitely shootable, but you'd rather shoot one of those others if possible. That really leads you towards the 14 a little easier, a little earlier. So it looks like the 15 it is. I think the 12 goes by the 9 in the opposite side also. Okay, so she's a little thin on it. She'd like to have been a little straighter on it. That way she could just hold right there for the 14, then play the 11 in the opposite corner. May still be able to do that, I'm not sure. The thing is trying to hold the ball, and if you don't have an entire pocket, that's where you can catch the 9 going into the hole and miss the ball. That's pretty good, actually. She'll probably go ahead and elect to move the ball off of this angle. So go to the end rail and back up. She let up on it a little bit. End up getting a little bit higher with the tip position. Didn't hit the center of the end rail like she wanted. Very common thing. You try and direct it a little bit, and really quite the opposite is the best way to play it. Just, you know, swing the cue like you normally would. Don't try to guide the cue ball. All right, big shot here. I mean, she's definitely not out of the woods if she makes it, but she's going to be coming across the table with the cue ball, so she should develop something, you would think. Doesn't have to, but typical to overcut this usually. I don't know, she hit it thick. Got the cue ball in a nice spot. Didn't really leave any offensive shot that I can see. I don't think the 3 goes in the side by the 1. Doesn't really want to disrupt the 7 with the 11 being tied up like that. Still in a funny spot though. Very difficult to play safe without doing it off the 7 somehow. We'll see. Trying to bring the cue ball behind the 6 maybe, I'm not sure. Oh, that counts. That counts. now she can get out. The 6 leads towards the 7, so she can shoot those 2 last. A 9's in the way of the 3 a little bit. Not saying it's hard, but you'd probably just go ahead and shoot the 3 off now. You'd like to get on the 2 ball, kind of stunning over. If not, you have the 1. But the 1 leads towards the 6 a little bit better than the 2. And they're both very workable, though. So definitely, I think the 3. She's hitting a high ball, it looks like. Like a little stun follow there. And just kind of pinch back a little bit on the 2. Then you have a nice angle to come 1 row out above the 13. Now you can do it off the 2 as well. You got to move the cue ball a little more on the 1 to get ideal on the 2, though, to get on the 6. You don't want to have to come across the 9. Yeah. Now she has to come 1 row between the 9 and 13 and travel a bit further. So speed is crucial. Yeah, this is the shot I was talking about. You didn't want to have to come across the 9, but she did it excellently. Now she's perfect. Just drop below for the 7. All right, a little bit of going away angle, so she's got to make a clear-cut decision. Does she stun and go back where she's at standing now for the 8 in that same corner? Yeah, like that. Nice shot. So Jeannie's going to cut that lead in half for Julia, make it 2-1. And we're going to get on to the 9-ball portion of this hot seat match. These two elected to, I don't know if they really discussed it, but they're going with the triangle instead of the template. All right, she's made 2 on the break. Got a great shot on the 1. The 2's going to bounce up off that end rail just enough. So she'll just roll forward at maybe 8-10 inches, something like that. Doesn't want to flirt with the 7, getting over the 7. Not really getting snookered is not an option, but now just 1 rail straight to the middle of the table. Should clear these entire match at 2. That one got away from her a little bit. So now decisions. Do I just play the safety? Could bank the 4 on the 9 and go up table. Don't think it's cuttable. Maybe it is. Okay, she decided to play the safe. Did a real nice job. Cue ball speed was perfect. Exactly where you want it. Now, do you kick to the left long rail and try and create something going at the 9? Maybe you kick up underneath the 4 and send the cue ball at the 9. Maybe just kick and maybe get lucky and send the 4 into the 9. spinning by the 6 is tough with English being on the rail. Not easy at all. Well, looks like she's trying to edge this ball. Can she see a little piece of this? Oh, yeah. So if she doesn't scratch, she's going to leave. No, she's gotten away from her. I was going to say she's going to leave Jeannie a tough one, but no, cue ball got away from her a little bit. So Jeannie just needs to draw back maybe 2 or 3 inches, not much. Yeah, she's just kind of stunned over to that angle. She just needs to pull it up a little bit to make sure she has a natural going from the 7 to the 9. Well, it looks like she's going to have to draw her ball off that 7. Not exactly what you want to do when you're playing into the side pocket, but should be okay. Now, our match is going to be tied at 2 games apiece. It's a race to 3 now on this hot seat match between Jeannie and Julia. Well, nothing down so far. Not leaving anything easy for Julia. Julia's going to have to play a safety off the one, it appears. I think just hit what is her left side of the one, our right side, looking at the monitor, and just kind of let the cue ball hit past the side a little on the side around, drop down below the 9 and 2. Not a whole lot really there otherwise. Just kind of play to drop the cue ball in this in rail, hoping that you snooker your opponent on the 9 maybe, and if you don't, you got them on the rail, making it very difficult to get back from the 1 to the 2. Oh, what a shot, holding the ball behind the 8 and the 4, or trying to. Great effort. Now, is Jeannie going to go for this bank? I think she can get at it. It's kind of a two-way, a little bit. You know, you're trying to make it and hold position and leave distance. She's going to go behind the 3. You might see Julia pull out the jump cue if she can't get directly at this one. Trying to kick with a lot of spin here, maybe. Needs to add a little English to this. Yeah, she may give up a 1-9 here. I don't know. off angle even with ball in hand, that's for sure, but I think Jeannie will at least maybe take a look at it, huh? No, it looks like the 6 is in the way. Alright, so she's going to have to work the cue ball up the table. You can see, though, the 4 on the side offers a lot of options to get on the 5. She's got a little bit stretched. She can certainly draw the cue ball, though. I do remember that about Jeannie. Definitely draw the cue ball. Okay, so you can see maybe a 6-9 in the future. If not, she's going to have to gain a decent little angle on the 5. And she got a lot of angles, so now maybe even a little too thin to hold on the other side for the 6. Maybe back and forth. Nice shot. Nice and confident. Off angle 6-9 here to take her first lead in the match. Great shot. Jeannie Seaver to break in game number 6. 9 ball. Wow. Well, she hit those awesome. 9 ball just flew out of the rack, and I think it was the 2 ball that saved it for Julia. Not to be racking again, and down 4-2. Still a great starter here for Jeannie, and pretty natural to move the cue ball to the right side of the table. Now it just depends on how she wants to play it. A 3 goes in the lower left. It has a big pocket to the lower right as well. Well, she got a lot out of that, so she's actually kind of wiggled the pocket there, but it's going to work out nice as far as the cue ball. Really got off the rail nice, got nice and close to the 3. I'll make a decision if she's going to draw back or go forward a little bit. Oh, just barely missed it. I think she's got to go for this. I don't know, maybe the 8 has a little, her just cut off just a little bit. Maybe. It's close. I think she's supposed to cut at it. Shot. Needs a friendly bump. Little on top of the 4 there. Caught the 3 a little thick to the hole, so maybe cost her the path on the cue ball that she really, really wanted. looks kind of thin, like pretty thin hit here to make it. I think she's going for it for the upper left. It looks like it. She's eyeing it up. Nah, looks like she's got to get a little thinner on it than that, I think. Just a little bit. Yeah, there she goes, a little thinner. Still, when you're close to the ball, it doesn't cut so clean, so you almost have to aim a little thinner than normal. Yeah, you see how that caught thick? Now, she made the 7, luckily, but hit the 4 into the bottom rail. Don't have time to explain why that happens, but cue ball just kind of carries with the object ball, kind of carries with the cue ball when they're close like that. So there's a little more grab involved. Big roll there on the 7, I'll tell you that. Jeannie didn't realize she had fluked the 7 in, but does she have to follow this to the rail past the 8? Yeah, like that. Nice shot. Not much to worry about now. Just basically pocketing the 5. 9's over the hole, 8 in the side, so just, you know, no miss, of course, and maybe just trying. I mean, the angle tells me that she'll be off the rail with the cue ball if she makes the 5, so that shouldn't be an issue. And again, just remember how easy the 9 is. That's a good reminder on shots like this, not to take any chances. Just, you know, low right, maybe draw the ball 2 rails out to the middle, follow the ball. Don't flirt with any scratches though. So if the foul is a flirt at all, you wouldn't do that. Just stay away from them sides and corners. Okay, she got enough left on it. A lot of times though, with the 9 so easy, you want to hit maybe 6 or 8 inches up the rail further away from that side pocket. Just make sure nothing goes wrong. Little luck on that 4 making the 7, but pretty clean out overall though. Now 3-3. Well, we talked about it. Not many hill matches in the first day, but we all expected a few of them today, that's for sure. All right, we've had the 9 ball move around a little bit in this match, so pay attention here. Not that time. Decent. She can definitely see it, and I understand she was trying to snuggle her up on that pink 4. So maybe a cross corner bank for Julia if she can't make it outright. The bank has a little bit of safety in mind also. You'll get a little separation between the 1 and the cue ball that way. Well, she could get a bunch of that ball. So she was probably fooled like I was a little bit. Sometimes when you're not sure like there, you'll say, man, let me just hit as much of it as I can. Or get behind it, I mean, as much as I can to make the cut. And it just got a little too much, and a great shot there by Jeannie. Really tough one-rail kick here. And you got to go for it. I mean, the layout's already a little tough. You know, she's got to get good position from the 2 to the 3 to the 4 and so on. So I wouldn't necessarily try to tie balls up anymore here, especially it's not easy to do any better than they are. So I think I'd try to one-rail kick at this, come to the bottom cushion where she's standing. Just go straight, one rail right at the 1. Just do your best. Again, you're not going to put the 9 in play. Now she needs to hit downward on it. If you don't hit downward, it's going to spread. Top English, the cue ball will go like more towards the 8 or maybe the 6 or something like that. The small angle, you got to hit down a little. Yeah. It's just one of them things you'll learn. Takes a little bit, but now Jeannie in a good position with ball in hand. A lot of work though, like we said. She's got to hold an angle on the 2. That's like perfect to drop between the 5 and the 7 with the cue ball to play the 3 all the way up. Wants to catch this second rail, I would think. She got a little thick to the hole. So that one's going to hurt a little bit. That's unforced error you wouldn't see from Jeannie very often. So there's a little room there to come right back where the cue ball's at now. You just got to chip the 2 thin and just kind of coast over in between the 4 and the 9. Talk about this little drill all the time. Great little drill is try and get back where you're at to begin with. I don't know how many times it comes up. Great shot there. I don't know how many times it comes up. You're shooting a 2 or you're shooting a 3 and you look at the next ball and you'd be like, man, I'd love to be exactly where I'm at for the next one. And I think it's a great little drill to tune in your speed control and really, I think, makes you grow a little confidence with the cue ball. Big shot here. Definitely still some work, but the 3 to the 4 to the 5 is the most work. She's going to have to work a little bit from the 8 to the 9, but I'll tell you, these ladies, they shoot them in with authority. Huge game, of course. Gets to the hill first and has a couple chances to win the match versus just one. And needs to put a hair of English on this, I think, to make sure she doesn't catch the 9 coming up the table. So maybe just a half a tip of right English with the top, I think will do it. You wouldn't want to dig on this. Now, you can get away with it, but if you dig on it, man, you could get actually snookered. You could go into the 9. You can miss the ball. Now, she went by everything, so it's going to work out. And she actually gained a little bit of an angle to come one rail right towards the 6. Now, this is one you don't want to try to get too close to. Close is great, but it's not necessary. And, you don't want to baby it, lay on the end rail, but you just need to come up maybe about where the spot's at, about that distance, the second diamond. You try to get close. A lot of times you'll rattle this ball from this little small angle. So like I said, just past the middle diamond, about level with the 7 would be great. Yeah, and that's where she got. That's about where it wanted to go. It was about the head string, the middle diamond, or the spot on that end. Now she's perfect, I think. Just stay away from straight in on the 7. A little angle is your friend, of course. So this should be one rail straight up to the center of the table. Now the angles get fooled a lot, but I don't think she'll come 2 rails with English. I think just straight high ball, smooth it up to the center. She's going to get a little straight, but I've seen this young lady power the ball a few times, so we may see another one here. I bet both these plays have played each other before, one from one side of the state and the other one from the other side. So Port St. Lucie a little bit more going towards the Miami area. It's a little north of Fort Lauderdale. Of course, Tarpon Springs right here in the Palm Harbor, Tampa area. So she has a little bit of an angle, just not much. It's not the type of angle you really stun off of as much as you would follow 2 rails out of the corner. But we'll see. You can still stun this ball. You could probably get out almost to this, just above the spot area maybe, if you hit it well. Yep. Just kind of took what she could get there, and now I don't think she should probably try to come back past the side with the cue ball. I think just level out, cut this in, and stay above the side. Either side works on the 9. It's pretty similar on both. Favors a little bit being on the side of the table she's on now with the cue ball, but not much. So whatever speed you like, that agrees with you on pocketing the 8, meaning giving yourself the best chance to make the 8, that speed should be fine as far as gaining some type of decent little shot on the 9. Okay, looks like top English. So again, she's not trying to come past the side, I don't believe anyways. Just cut a little thick. And it's going to give up a pretty decent shot, real good shot. Now it's shaped so easy, I don't know. May have to be top inside for Jeannie. We'll see. Top inside doesn't get her a ton down the table, but looks like it's just a little bit too much to try and go around the table off this angle. Oh, she moved it pretty easy. She's going to get a little on top of it, but meaning just a little more cut. Still all right. Nice shot. Jeannie Seaver gets on the hill first at 4-3. We just have a loser side match that got caught up. So we'll plan another one here in a moment. And then the winner of that will go on to play the loser of this match. So after this next loser side match, we'll have 3 left in the event. There you go. Thank you to our sponsors, Pool Dog, Valley, Action Cues, and the Belgian Billiard Balls Airmouth. I always say the best in the business, I think. All right, Jeannie Seaver to break in game number 8. Oh, just the last thing she wanted to see. She's made 2, but she's going to give up ball in hand, and a little tricky from the 1 to the 2, but after that, you can see not too tough for Julia. So she'll want to shoot the 1 probably on the opposite side there and go towards the 2 with the cue ball. May have to shoot the 4 from a little distance, we'll see, but that's kind of what I like there, and just kind of have a little bit of a light stun angle to go towards the 2. I don't think the other side is available. If it is, you may roll forward off the other side pocket for the 2 in the lower left, but all right. I thought she would stun a little closer to the 2. This is the angle that I was talking about, but now she can't really go forward, so being a little closer would help the draw stroke a little bit. Forward looks like a scratch to me. So now she's got to get a little bit bottom on this, a hair right English, put a good stroke on it. If you let up a little bit, not only could you miss the ball, but the cue ball could come 1 rail behind the 8. We'll see. The thing is, you want to draw it but not overhit it, so make sure you don't let up. Yeah, this is what I would have worried about right here, going behind the 8 with the cue ball. Now she's got a little sliver of the 4, but I don't think it's enough to make it. I'm not sure if I would curve the ball with that great a distance from the cue ball in the 8. May just take my medicine here and just kind of contact the 4 lightly and let the cue ball float down towards the 7. I know it's not great. I mean, you could jump this a little bit. You could swerve at it. The swerve doesn't really get you much shape, but all right, she's looking at the kick shot. So, and the good thing about the way she's kicking, that's correct. She's got a chance to make it in the upper left-hand corner. The cue ball, as long as she doesn't hit it, really hard, the cue ball should be falling towards the end rail where she could leave a tough shot. So nice, medium, light top English stroke here. And she hit it with a little more speed. And another thing that speed does, and sometimes, of course, you want to try and create some luck, but that speed sometimes makes you lose a little accuracy on the kick, and the hit is always the most important. Now Jeannie's got a little work to do from the 6 to the 7. You'd figure her to follow her cue ball. Well, Now, when you draw it like this, you can do it. She's going to stun up to where she can reach it towards the middle of the table, I'm suspecting. Yeah, like that. That's pretty perfect line. She's still going to have a hell of a stretch. Anytime you're corner to corner, you have to remember that's the biggest stretch on the table. Watch out. All right, she's okay. So just gather herself and make a real clear-cut decision here from the 7 to the 8. Yeah, just kind of pinch it back, I think. Yeah, like that. Wow, she actually got more out of it than she expected. She may have to turn the cue ball loose a couple rails here. Coming back on this end of the table, then back towards the 9. I think maybe a follow stroke. She beats the side pocket with the cue ball. And if she's shooting it, she definitely can. We'll see what she does, but all right, that's got to go a little bit though. And that's the thing when you're trying to get through that 8 and not scratch, you don't put as much speed on the ball. So 1 9-ball away, and a tough one from winning the hot seat here at the 2021 U.S. Amateur Ladies Division. Wow, good hit and a great shot and a great match by both ladies. Jeannie Seaver goes on to win the hot seat match. Julie will be back after our next round. She's waiting on a loser side match, but we are down to 4. And a great one there. Jeremy Jones here with the APA and the U.S. Amateur Ladies Division. We'll be back. I don't think we'll be streamed for the next match, but we certainly will for the semifinals. So stay tuned, and thank you very much.